Good morning, boys and girls. Miss Fogelman here today for your math lesson. So let's go ahead and share my screen. And I'll pull up my slideshow. All right, so today is September 16th, and this is our math lesson. Today's learning target is the student will use an array to complete higher number multiplication problems. Now, before I get started with this, I do want to get my pen. Oh, goodness. Okay, give me 1 second. And I will okay. Now, how could we make solving this multiplication problem easier? This is a rather large array that we're having to figure out the multiplication problem for. So the original multiplication problem would have been the number of groups times the number in each group. So it would be 1, 2, 3, 4 groups. 4 groups of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So rather than having to do 4 groups of 5, we could make this a smaller problem. So how we would do that is we could take, we know very easily 4 times 2. So we could do this. And this would be 4 groups of 2, okay? 4 groups of 2. And that equals 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. That equals 8. Okay. And then our other problem would be right here. Okay. And that is still having 4 groups, right? Because we have 1 group, 2 groups, 3 groups, 4 groups. Of what? 1, 2, 3. And that equals 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. And then what's 12 plus 8? 20. So 4 times 5 is 20. All right, let me go over that again because I know this can be a rather difficult concept, but instead of doing 4 times 5, which would be 4 groups of 5, I've separated it into 4 groups of 2, and 1, 2, 3, 4 groups of 1, 2, 3. 4 times 2 is 8. 4 times 3 is 12. 8 plus 12 equals 20. Okay, so just to double check ourselves, 1, 2, 3, 4. I'm sorry, just to double check ourselves, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. So 4 times 5 is indeed 20. All right, so let me clear my board and I will have to stop my share. Let me go back to this board. Take us to the next one. And then I'm going to annotate. Now that we know how to make an array easier to solve, what would we do to make this equation easier? All right, so if we have 9 times 8, we don't have the array right now, but we can still break this down. We still have to have the 9 groups, right? Because we didn't change that. So we would have 9 groups of what? We could have 9 groups of 3. Okay. We've taken a 3 out of this 8. Okay. And we could have 9 groups of 5. Okay. And that is, okay, because then the 5 and the 3 equal the 8. Okay. So either 9 groups of 3 or 9 groups of 5. Remember, these two numbers have to equal 8, and they do. So 9 groups of 3, okay, is like saying 3 plus 3 plus 3 9 times. Okay, and 9 times 3 is 27. And you can figure that out by drawing yourself an array. So you could do 9 groups of 3. So you could say 1, 2, 3, 9 times. So that's 1, 2, 3, whoop, 4, 5, 6, 7. Oh, Miss Holcomb is running out of board. So we're going to say, put 1 up here. So that's 1 group, 2 groups, 3 groups, 4 groups, 5 groups, 6 groups, 7 groups, 8 groups, 9 groups. And you could fill this in so that you have 3 in each group. And you would fill that all in as you go along here. Okay. And eventually, once you fill in all those 9 groups of 3, you would end up with 27. Make sure you're keeping your rows nice and neat so you know you have 3 in each group. Now 9 times 5 is super easy because you can just count by 5 9 times, right? So you would say 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40, 45. 9 times 5 is 45. And then you would just add those two numbers together. And then in fact, you would get the number 72, which is what 9 times 8 is. Okay. You could also break this number down. Okay. And you could break that number down into 4 and 5. Okay. So let me clear my board. You could also break this number down. Just make sure you're not breaking both of them down. All right, so you could do 4 times 8 equals, and 5, whoop, times 8, because remember I have to leave my 8 alone because I've broken down my 9, okay? 4 times 8 is 32, okay, and you could draw your array for that. And 5 times 8 is 40. We know that because we could count by 5 8 times. Then we would add this together, and we would still get 72. So either way, you get the same answer. All right, everyone, we'll continue to work on this. Make sure you get your work done in Chobe, and I'll talk to you soon.